setup here is my off-grid setup for my woodshed. I have 6 deep cycle batteries, or golf cart batteries. They are interstate. I have them wired in parallel series. So I have these two hooked together in a series pattern to make 12 volts. Then I have these two hooked in series for 12 volts. And then these back here hooked in series for 12 volts. And then these 3 sets of 12 are hooked in parallel. So I should have basically what would be like a set of 3 batteries at 12 volts. You've seen this inverter before. This is a 1500 watt inverter, so I can charge various cordless screw guns, drills, you name it. I believe this will handle a small circular saw. I'm not sure if I remember trying that out on that or not. I do have an inverter for heavier, I have a generator for heavier loads. So that's what I like to use for heavier uses. I have a small charge controller that is controlling the 4 panels that you've seen up on the roof earlier. They are 50 watt panels. There's 4 panels, so I have 200 watts going into these batteries. I don't use this electricity down here a whole lot. I bought these batteries at $10 a piece. They were basically replacements that somebody wanted new batteries for, and when I checked the health of these, they weren't too terrible. So I figured I'd take the investments, spend the $60 on 6 of them, and bring them home. Put them on the charge controller and the solar panels for a while. They weren't doing the greatest performance, but I knew that over time, putting 14.5 volts or more into them, that they would probably start to decalcify. So I think the health of them has came back dramatically. There has been some instances where I have this inverter plugged in right here to a LED light in the chicken coop that's on the back side there, and turn the inverter on at nighttime for them, and come back in the morning and it's still at like a 12.2. It probably should be better than that, but I don't think they would have lasted maybe an hour or 2 prior when I first got them. So I think the health is starting to come back. I'd like to get one of my Midnight Classics on them. I think then I could put the desulfation mode on those. I think I said decalcification earlier, didn't I? I meant desulfation. So anyways, if I could really do a deep desulfation on these batteries, I think I could really turn them around and maybe even get maybe another 3 years out of these if I'm lucky. So anyways, this setup will probably remain down here since I don't have hardly anything invested into it. It'll probably settle at idle most of its life, but it'll be nice having electricity down here at the pole shed. I'm thinking I might have my setup for the sawmill under here, for the bandsaw mill. I'm not entirely sure. I'd like to have probably a shed of its own more open than this. I'm probably going to wire some lights in here because right now I have no lights under this shed. So I'll probably put a toggle switch on the opposite side where I come in closest to the house there at that corner. So that way I'll have some lighting down here when I figure out exactly what it is I want to do down here with the setup. I don't want to use it just as a wood shed because I think I can do a lot more with it being that it's so big. I think it's 16 by 20 if I remember correctly. So anyways, that inverter, or the inverter I think was maybe $35. Charge controller I believe was $10, and the batteries were $10 a piece. So I mean, I have like $100 in this setup, so I'm not really too worried what I do with it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do when I get a garage. If I'm going to have the garage on its own power system, or if when I move the whole house system out of my power shed over there, I'm not sure if I'm going to run the garage off that system or if I should have its own system. I guess I gotta weigh the benefits and find out exactly how much and what type of equipment I'm gonna run in that garage exactly. So if I want to run like something that's 240 volts, then I might want to think about doing a 24 or 48 volt system, so it's a little more efficient for those higher voltage, maybe like a welder or something. So anyways, I just wanted to show you a little bit on this thing. If you're looking to find some batteries maybe that are kind of, iffy, and maybe bring them back, not sure if this is available at all auto part stores, but you might want to ask your local auto part stores and see if they have what they call a core buyback program, where you can buy core batteries at the core prices that they charge. I guess that varies at different states and different municipalities. In my state, or at least at my location, core charges on batteries are $10. So that's why I was able to buy these batteries at $10 a piece. I heard some states and some locations where core prices are high as $40, $50. So I guess that just depends on your location. Check that out. You might be able to save some money on some batteries if you know how to bring these older batteries back to life a little bit. First thing you want to do when you get these, of course, is check the fluids. You don't want to start charging them if they have dried up. If they've been dried, I suggest just moving on and finding a different battery, because it's really, really tough on those batteries if they go dry. So anyways, try checking that out. You might start getting into this solar setup stuff. Start practicing with it, for very low cost. The solar panels on the roof, of course, were given to me at no cost. So I guess if I'm leaving out any other costs, I have some wires right here that I bought at retail. They sell it by the foot at the auto parts store. I'm using some 10 gauge, I believe, 10 gauge, since it's only 200 watts. The panels are only 15 feet away from this charge controller, so you don't need to go terribly heavy. If you're just setting it up for practice purposes, don't worry about being too professional on heavy gauge wiring and all that. some of these cables are extra cables from the homestead setup, so I didn't have to spring for a lot extra on those cables and whatnot. So I'd say maybe $120 with some extras is this total cost of this setup. So get into it. You might like it. You might learn something. Who knows? Maybe you'll go big and just go off grid like me, anyways. So I think you'll like the peace of mind of not having an electric bill, not having, you know, some people who are starting fresh on a piece of land. The power company, in my instance, at the time I was thinking about hooking this homestead to the grid, my local power company wanted $13,500 just to trench in the power, and then whatever costs of hooking a meter and putting in the meter box and all that junk. So, and then they give you monthly bills after that. What a deal! Yeah. So you might want to think about it for the preppers out there. If you think about getting prepping, having a backup power system, you know, ain't a bad idea if you like to prep in any grid down situation. This might be your backup power grid, so that's also something else you might want to think about. Hope you guys like the new camera. We're going to check out how it looks. It's a 4K camera. Hope the quality is much better. I know the audio is not going to be great until I get a microphone for it. The internal mic in this system is super horrible. That's why I have this set of headphones right here, because it has a little microphone on it right there. So hopefully that's going to do a lot better than what the internal mic of that camera is going to be. So I look forward to making quite a few more videos for you guys, and hopefully the video quality will be much better for you. Once the mic gets here from in the mail, then the audio will improve quite a bit too. So hope you guys like my videos. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As far as I know, I thought the last I checked I had 135 subscribers, so we're doing pretty well for you know, only 4 weeks of work. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and end this video. Hope you all have a great day. Thank you much. Peace out.